Hi there, welcome back. My last video was interrupted. You would have noticed that interruption happened to be my mother showed up. I haven't seen her in over 2.5 years, and I'm still rattled by that. They found out where I was somehow, and there are probably questions about why I don't go back. I don't trust them. I can't. I do not trust them at all. And the damage that's been done. And I'm not talking about emotional damage. I can get through emotional damage. It's physical, real damage from I was in such a bad place. I sustained, my body is just so ruined. And had I been able to stay at my parents' house and, take care of myself, and get better, which I could have done. I would have been able to do had I been given the opportunity to do that. I would not be in this such an unhealthy state, and my body has been, I think, just permanently damaged by this by the past 2.5 years. The conditions that I've been put through. I didn't speak with her. She knocked on the truck. I don't want to talk about it really, but I didn't speak. I told her to leave through the truck. It hurts. I love my parents still, but I can't. I've thought about this every single day, every day, trying to find a way to forgive them, and there's no way I can do it. And I'm not someone who is incapable of forgiveness, but when the damage has been done so significantly, and by someone who you've told over and over again, you're hurting me, you're causing harm, and they do not listen. There's a point where you can't, it's no longer an accident, whether it's mere just foolishness, or they see me as they perhaps they think that they know. I think that they always think they know better than I. That's fine, but not when you're imposing your will on someone else. If you think that you know better than someone, but you're imposing that upon the other person, against their own judgment about their own body and mind, in my opinion, that's unacceptable, and it makes forgiveness extremely hard when you take that into consideration, and the damage done has been real and physical, and I don't think that it's repairable. I want to finish that video. I had some things to add, and I might have said some things that I didn't entirely. Anyway, so she came by and interrupted, and I've been very, even before going to my parents' house for refuge, to escape my apartment while I was sick. Shortly before all of that took place, before the OCD set in, my father had eliminated me from the business, And that was devastating to me. It really was, considering my decline in health and what seemed like I would never have the opportunity to speak with a rheumatologist, which I knew I desperately needed to do, but I just couldn't get permission from a doctor to do that. My health was just becoming worse. I didn't think that I'd be able to work anymore at some point, or at least my capacity to work would be so diminished that I wouldn't be able to work enough to make ends meet. And having that, being part of that business, and eventually having it be my own. I mean, my parents at that time were already in their 70s. My father is now 76. My mother is 72. And I offered only help. No pay for that. I wasn't asking for any compensation. I just wanted to help grow the business. And eventually, when it became mine, I would be able to rely on that as a source of income. And a good one. It would have been enough to sustain me and the family. My grandmother, who built that business from nothing, lived a nice, comfortable life. And I was very close to, all I needed was their permission to move forward. I had lined everything up. The tamper evidence seals, my contact in Colorado for all of the materials for the product, for bottling. Anyways, I had lined all that up, and and I'd put a lot of work into contacting a whole lot of companies, and I had done that over the course of about a year. And that was gone. And that was, I harbored a whole lot of resentment, and that really, that hurt me. That took away my hope, and it meant that I was not going to have that income. I had mentioned that my conflicts with my mother growing up. There were many, far too often. I'm certain that I wasn't. That I was to blame. I'm sure I was a kid, and kids are annoying sometimes, and they're wrong sometimes. And I'm sure that I can't be blameless in those in some of those arguments. But as far as the pattern goes, there was a pattern there, and that pattern is that there were many, many needless arguments, and I think that the most likely reason for that is that my mother really craved. It was something that she needed, and she needed that conflict. And also, I had mentioned she ruined every good time. That's probably not the case, but again, as a pattern, that was something that that sticks in my memory. It's really unfortunate that that's what sticks in my memory. I'm sure that there were some good times. She couldn't have ruined everything. And as to sum everything up here, I guess. I said I didn't think my father loved me, and I don't think he does. I think that he, and he has told me that he loves me. In fact, he began telling me he loves me later on in life. But I have this suspicion, just based on all of the recollection of things that have happened, and I've thought a lot about it over the past couple of years. I think that he had a lot of guilt for. He's a nice guy. I have a feeling that maybe he harbors guilt for not loving me. I could be wrong about all this too. That's the thing. I could be wrong. I'm just trying to piece this together. I have so many questions, and I can't trust what they say. And communication with us, I'm not the kind of person that avoids communication at all. But with them, I've tried so many times, and it ends up being worse. It ends up being worse. My mother will, even with what seems to be an apology, she will lace her apologies with very inflammatory things. It will just make everything worse. And communicating with them, especially when I was sick there, they appeared not to be hearing anything, understanding anything I was saying. And that was not for a lack of me trying to get them to understand, rephrasing what I was saying, trying over and over again to get them to understand. And it didn't feel real. It doesn't feel real even still. I'm much better. In the condition, in the situation that I'm in here in this parking lot, it's horrible for the condition that I was in, and it's been about the worst situation possible for someone in the kind of condition that I was in to heal. But I'm resilient, and I have, for the most part, I'm a lot better. And it still doesn't all feel real. It was just so bizarre. And I think that maybe he would say that he loves me because perhaps he thought that's what my mother wanted him to say. I don't know. Man, I don't know. I certainly wish things were different, and I have tried so many times to see if I could get myself to a point to reconcile these differences. But they're not different. These are major issues that have really turned into, my life is destroyed. I have nothing. Being sent back to my apartment, my landlord just finished it off. I don't want to be out here. I've been out here for almost a year and a half, and it's so miserable. It is so miserable. I've got no income. I have I have nothing. I'm going to talk about that just a little bit. I think probably the final video, just detailing a little bit of what's out here. So much has happened out here, though I thought I might talk about it originally, but it's just so much has happened. I feel like it's not even worth talking about anymore. But let me wrap this up. I just wanted to wrap up the last video and give some explanation as to why that one got interrupted. So bizarre that she would come. Kind of especially during that video, because that's the one video that I was speaking a lot about them. It's such a weird coincidence. Okay, I don't know what to say. I'm just gonna I'll move on from this in my next video. Thank you.